and reporting from somewhere on this fast-moving rock, otherwise known as Earth. So today I was attending a party mainly for people who, um, I don't know, people, you call them people with learning disabilities. I would say they're people with arrested development. So they kind of act like young children, which is lovely actually, because they have very little self consciousness, so they're not worried about what other people think about them, which I think is great. And they dance and they don't care. And anyway, so one of these attendees at the party came up to the mic and said, "Thank you to everyone for all the birthday wishes. It was her birthday, and our hearts go out to the people in Boston." And I thought to myself, well, obviously she hasn't got the ability to ask the questions about the fact that that's on the news. She's seen it on the news, and her goes out to them, and that's, on some level it's great. She's got empathy and sympathy, and so do I, for the horrors of the people that got killed and maimed and injured. And at the same time, um, I noticed that on my Facebook, which I've got lots of friends in inverted commas, that they're not my friends really, they're just sort of people that are friends on Facebook. Oh, by the way, Facebook has now banned me for 30 days from inviting friends to Facebook that I don't know outside Facebook. So they now decide who I'm allowed to have as a friend on Facebook, which is a bit weird. Anyway, anyway, Facebook, yes, there have been things coming up about this Boston being an inside job of a false flag event. And to me, I think that's another distraction, because it's certainly difficult to prove, after a few hours, it's very difficult to prove that this is true. And to me, that's not what's important, certainly not right now. What's important is to keep asking the questions that seem not to be asked by us, which makes me wonder: Are we under arrested development? Do we have arrested development? We being the rest of the people who think it's only certain other people have got arrested development. And so I'm wondering. The questions that come up for me are: why is this getting so much coverage? Bearing in mind that the number of people that die from heart disease, which can actually be prevented. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about some nutcase planting a bomb somewhere. They can plant it in a marathon, they can plant it at a station, they can plant it on a plane, they can plant it in all sorts of places. There's nothing you can really do to stop that if somebody really wants to. But you can prevent a lot of diseases that are stress related and related to bad habits, like eating too much of the wrong food, etc. You can do things about that, and yet there's a McDonald's on every street corner. How many people are dying as a result of that, which you can do something about every single day? How many people die as a result of road accidents? So why is this getting so much coverage? And also, how many people are dying in Iraq? Every other day they seem to have bombs there, and more than the death toll is more, and the injury toll is more than in Boston. I'm not saying that they're even comparable on some level, but why is that Boston so important, and what's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan and Pakistan and God knows where else? Why is that not important? Seemingly, certainly a lot less important. Those are the questions I think we need to ask. And of course, the other problem with it is, who benefits from this? Who benefits from there being an attack on the marathon? And I say who benefits are the people who make money out of, defending ourselves against this, this bogeyman, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying statistically it's a bogeyman. And the security companies make a lot of money every time this sort of thing happens. So who benefits from this, and what's going to happen as a result? What rights are we going to lose? What freedoms are we going to lose as a result of this? And the distortion around the whole story. That's the important thing. we can agree that some nutcase did this. Somebody has to be nuts, certainly from my point of view. To do something like that, you have to be crazy. Whichever side you work for. So we can just agree on that, and it doesn't really matter at this stage. It's impossible to know. So let's concentrate on spreading the message about, to get people to ask the important questions about this. So this has been a report from somewhere on the earth, and don't forget, please do not believe a word of anything that I say or anything you see on YouTube.